Good afternoon, children. Today we are going to do in this video about uh, conductance of electrolytic solution. Suppose we have a electrolyte in this container. Suppose it can be aqueous solution of acid or aqueous solution of base or salt. And if we are passing current, through this electrolyte, current will pass. This solution will conduct electricity, and it is with respect to this conductance of electricity this video is all about. So current will be conducted through electrolyte. Now you have studied in case of in physics that resistance of a conductor is directly proportional to length of the conductor, inversely proportional to the area of cross section, and from here we can write R is equal to rho L by A, where this rho is called specific resistance or resistivity, and this R of course is resistance. Now we are not interested in resistance here. We are interested in a property called conductance, which is opposite of resistance, which is reciprocal of resistance. So G is our conductance. So we can write from here 1 by rho L by A, and then it becomes 1 by rho A by L. And 1 by rho is called kappa, Greek alphabet kappa. So it is A by L. So we are getting conductance. Conductance is equal to conductivity into A by L. So this relation we need to remember. Okay, now let me talk about unit. The unit of this quantity, it is ohm. Ohm, whose symbol is this. So the unit of this quantity will be per ohm. Per ohm is also same as Siemens. Okay, the unit of this, it can be per ohm per meter, or it can be per ohm per centimeter. So this we can also write as Siemens per meter. This we can write as Siemens per centimeter. Okay. Now experimental determination of conductance of a electrolytic solution. Experiment determination of conductance of a electrolytic solution. Okay, now you have read in physics, okay, Wheatstone bridge principle. Wheatstone bridge principle. Wheatstone bridge principle. So in Wheatstone bridge principle, we have 4 resistors. One, 2, 3. We have 4 resistors. And it's connected to a source of current. Suppose this resistor is P, this is Q, this is R, this is S. Okay, now there is also a connection here. There is a connection here, and suppose we keep a galvanometer here. So current will enter, current will get divided along this and this. Some current can pass through this, and again the current will combine and current will enter. Now there is a condition, at null point. What is null point? By suitable adjustment in the resistors, we can make no current pass through the galvanometer. When no current passes through the galvanometer, then that is called null point. When current is passing through this, then that is not null point. When current is not passing through this, then that is called null point. And at null point, a relation is developed that we can prove. Now we are not going to prove it here. It can be shown that at null point, P by Q is equal to R by S. So this is a relationship between these 4 resistors that can be shown. So from here we can have P is equal to Q into R by S. So the significance of this relation is that suppose out of these 4 resistors, we know the value of 3, we don't know the value of 4th one. The 4th one we can find out from this relation. Okay, now suppose we are trying to determine conductance of an electrolytic solution. Okay, and so what we do is, suppose we have that electrolytic solution. We have this electrolytic solution whose conductance we are trying to determine. So what we will do is we will make one arm. This will make one arm of the Wheatstone bridge. There are 4 arms in Wheatstone bridge. This will make one arm of the Wheatstone bridge. Okay, so you see what we will get here is we will get from here resistance of this solution. Resistance of solution we will get from this solution, and we are trying to find out conductance. So conductance we will get by taking the reciprocal. So it is in this way, we experimentally determine the conductance of any electrolytic solution. Okay. Now the next thing is next thing that we are going to do is experimental determination of conductivity, small kappa, of a electrolytic solution. Experimental determination of conductivity of a electrolytic solution. Here we have found conductance of electrolytic solution. Now suppose we are asked to determine the conductivity of a electrolytic solution. Now first of all, let us define what is conductivity. What is conductivity? Now since we know conductance is equal to 1 by reciprocal of resistance, and is rho L by A, so that is 1 by rho A by L. And this 1 by rho is conductivity into A by L. So we know this G is equal to conductivity into A by L. Now suppose we have suppose A is equal to 1, the area of cross section, and suppose length also is 1. Now when area is 1, length also is 1. Okay, that means we can say volume is 1. When A is 1, L is 1, then B is also 1. So what this relation becomes, if we put A1, L1, then G is equal to A. So from here we can say conductivity is the conductance of unit volume of a solution. This is the definition of conductivity. Conductivity is the conductance of unit volume of the solution, of a solution. So we are trying to determine conductivity of a electrolyte, of a electrolytic solution. Now all this conductance study, it is done in a conductivity cell. This is actually a conductivity cell. We have already used a conductivity cell here. One form of conductivity cell, I am drawing it here. So you see, this is an opening through which we put inside electrolytic solution, and this is a wire. These two are electrodes, and this distance, this is the distance between the electrodes. Okay, and this is the area of cross section of the electrodes. Okay, so this is all these experiments are done in a conductivity cell. This is a conductivity cell. Inside this we take the electrolytic solution. Okay, so suppose the solution whose conductivity we are asked to find out. Okay, that we will put here. We will make it one arm of the Wheatstone bridge. We will make it one arm of the Wheatstone bridge, and we will first get the conductance of the solution. We will get the conductance of the solution. So this is the step one. So I'm writing the step one. So in experimental determination of conductivity of the electrolytic solution, step 1 is to find the conductance. Conductance G. Now, how to find conductance, that we have already discussed. Now, step 2. Step 2, what it is done? We take out the given electrolytic solution from here. Then we wash this conductivity cell with distilled water. And what we do after that, we take here standard KCl solution. Standard KCl solution. Standard KCl solution means whose concentration is known to us. So such a solution of KCl, we are putting it here. Okay, now why we are using KCl? Let me explain that first. Let me explain this first. Now you see, conductivity, we are trying to determine conductivity. So this relation, if we rewrite this relation, it becomes K conductivity is equal to G into L by A. Okay. Now, what is L here? It is the length between the electrodes. And what is A? A is the area of cross section. Area of cross section of the electrode. And this together is called, this L by A is called cell constant. L by A is called cell constant. So, in order to find conductivity, we have to multiply conductance into cell constant. Now, the problem is that, this conductivity cell is very small. We cannot directly measure the length between the electrodes. We cannot measure the area of cross section of the electrodes because it is very small. We cannot take our hand inside. We cannot bring our hand inside for measurement. So L by A we cannot measure. So if we cannot measure L by A, then we will not get conductivity. Now we have to measure, we can measure L by A indirectly. we can measure L by A indirectly, and for that purpose only we are taking here in step 2 standard KCl solution, and in literature, conductivity value of this solution is known to us. So I am writing a standard KCl solution whose conductivity value is known from literature. So such a KCl solution, we take it here, and after that what we do, we measure the conductance of this KCl solution. Remember, conductivity value is given in the literature, but after taking the standard KCl solution here, we determine the conductance value. So you see, this conductivity value is obtained from the literature. This conductance value for KCl will determine this is known. So the value of L by A we can calculate. Value of L by A we can calculate. So it is in this way we indirectly get the value of cell constant. So I am telling it once again, to determine the value of cell constant, we take here a standard KCl solution whose conductivity value is known from the literature, and we determine the conductance of this standard KCl solution. So since conductance of this KCl is known, conductivity is known from the literature, so from here we get the value of cell constant. Okay, now once cell constant is known, then what we can write, since this relation, you see, we know from here conductivity is equal to conductance into cell constant. Now for the given solution, we have in step 1 only we have found the conductance. We have in step 2 got the cell constant, so we get the conductivity of the given solution. So in this way we determine experimentally the conductivity of a electrolytic solution. Okay. Now suppose we have here, suppose we have HCl solution. Suppose here we have H2SO4 solution. Suppose here we have NaCl solution. This different solution will have different conductance that we know. Okay, now suppose suppose here also we have sulfuric acid, here also we have sulfuric acid. Suppose here the concentration of the solution is say C1, here the concentration is C2, then also conductance will be different. So conductance depends on so many factors like this. Now here I am going to introduce a term called molar conductance. Molar conductance, whose symbol is lambda m, whose symbol is lambda m. So why we consider this molar conductance? In order to compare between different electrolytes, which one is a better conductor among different electrolytic solution. We use the term molar conductance. What is the definition of molar conductance? It is basically the conductance of a solution containing 1 mole of dissolved electrolyte. 1 mole. The solution should have 1 mole of electrolyte. The solution should have 1 mole of dissolved electrolyte. Then conductance of that is called molar conductance. With the help of molar conductance value, we can compare between the electrolytes which one has more conductance, which one has less conductance. Just like we can compare the intelligence level among different students, by conducting a test. Okay, by making the students take an exam, we can compare the intelligence level between the students. So molar conductance, we can write as molar conductance will be, it is conductivity by concentration. Conductivity by concentration. So when I write conductivity by concentration, this is for unit mole. Unit mole. Now, based on the unit, we have some other relation for molar conductance. It is one relation is, you have to remember, is 1000 into conductivity by molarity. When to use this relation? If conductivity value it is given in Siemens per centimeter, is given in Siemens per centimeter. Molarity, as usual, in moles per liter, and then the unit of this one, molar conductivity, the Siemens centimeter square per mole. Per mole, and this one will be 1000 centimeter cube per liter. So this is the relation for molar conductivity if it is in like these units. There is another relation that you have to remember is molar conductance will be K by 1000 into C. When will be this? When you will be using this relation? When conductivity is given as Siemens per meter. Then concentration as usual in moles per liter, and in that case the unit of this molar conductivity will be Siemens meter square per mole, and this 100 it will be having 1000 liter per liter heat. So these are the relations by which we can calculate molar conductivity of a solution, because we have already learned how to find conductivity of a solution. We already have learned how to determine conductivity of a solution. Okay, now molarity of the solution will be known to us, so we will get the molar conductivity of the solution. So today this much in this video. In the next video, we will be taking up a variation of molar conductance with concentration. Till then, bye bye.